Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The following video will contain spoilers from the Flash episode, The Runaway Dinosaur. So, spoilers. If you don't want anything spoiled or ruined for you, stop watching now. For everybody else, hey guys, Dave here. Oh, man. I had to miss the episode last night. I had to wait till this morning to get to watch it, due to work, but it was definitely worth the wait. I mean, this was an episode, okay, Barry looks like he's evaporated. Everyone's trying to find him in an act of just frustration. Cisco puts his hand on the costume and finds that Barry's still alive somewhere. And that's where they start figuring, okay, he's trapped in the Speed Force. He starts waking up and finding himself in memories and being addressed by various people that actually is the Speed Force itself personified, addressing itself as we, but appearing in the forms of Joe, Iris, and his father and other people to interact with him. Now, apparently they're trying to teach him a lesson, although he seems to have a hard time getting through it. And he also he needs to catch this black blur that keeps running by. So, apparently they say that he's not allowed to leave until they can catch it. While this is going on, Team Flash they discover Wally and Jesse. Wally's managed to come out of being unconscious from being blasted by the particle accelerator. Jesse, however, is in a coma, and it looks like they're trying everything they can to try to get her out of there, as well as try to find out what part of the universe that Barry seems to be in. They think that medical data on when Barry was in a coma might help, so they go to the morgue, and they find that the particle accelerator mini-explosion has reanimated Girder into a meta-zombie. Yikes. So, it gets interesting. So while the team's trying to deal with him, trying to track that down, they're also trying to figure out what's going on with him. At one point, Cisco, with some help from Wells, tries to reach into the Speed Force to pull him out, but the Speed Force is saying, look, we're not done yet. If you go with them now, you will go without your powers. And we're trying to teach you something that's very important here, so it's your choice. He chooses not to go with them and to try to pursue whatever this path is taking them. So, it's very hard, but the team's doing everything they can to try to take down Girder. Iris definitely shows some props here. I mean, she's strong, she's brave, she's definitely doing everything she can, and she's definitely not just a damsel in distress, although she even volunteers to be a bait. Also, this feels like a great fun episode. I mean, Kevin Smith, loved his work ever since way back in the day with Clerks and a lot of other things. He's written for Green Arrow, Daredevil, Black Cat, and Spider-Man. A lot of good stuff in the comics, and as well as being a director. He's one of our peeps, and I like that. And he brings a lot of heart here. I mean, in the interviews, he was saying that he didn't really have to do a lot because this was an ensemble cast. This is one of the most emotional episodes I've ever seen of The Flash. And it really shows. The best way I could describe it was an emotional tour de force. Snoogans. Yes, I said that. But it really culminates when Barry gets to talk to the image of the Speed Force as his mother. This is the one thing he's been avoiding and ducking all that time, and he had to come to grips with it. And the title of the show, The Runaway Dinosaur, comes from a children's book that apparently was his favorite, talking about how a dinosaur wished he had other qualities or attributes, but the whole thing that made him special is because his mother loved him for exactly who he was. And it was really a touching moment. But the moment he actually was able to let go of that and move on from his mom, he was finally ready. He caught up with the black blur, which turned out to be actually a part of himself that he'd been running from, apparently. So now he is the Flash again. And it's just in time, because Girder was going on through a rampage. At one point, Jason Mewes, in one of his 2 cameos in there, one, he's on a date at Big Belly Burger. His Hummer gets broken into by Girder, which actually his mother's Hummer. This is funny. But then, later on in the end of the episode, I'll get to that in a bit. Girder's here, and fortunately, it looks like Cisco realizes, hey, Barry didn't want to come back for some other reason, so they're going to try to reach him. Iris goes in with Cisco to try to get him, and becomes his essentially anchor or lightning rod. And they pull Barry out of the Speed Force, Flash suit and all, I'm guessing that's a Speed Force construct. Either way, very cool. I'm digging it. I mean, he's had a few costumes blow up and disintegrate and stuff, and maybe technically, since it was part of this Speed Force aura, maybe that's what was reconstituted. Either way, it looks good. So everyone's happy to see him. I'm glad you're back, man, because because he's trying to kill us. Cisco's hilarious. They managed to try to deal with Girder. Unfortunately, they blew out an MRI using his electromagnet to try to wipe the power out from him. That doesn't quite work. It shorts out. Eventually, Barry starts doing the super speed lightning run to do the lightning hurl, and he uses that as actually the arc to charge the electromagnet, which absorbs the extra particles out of Girder's body, and he falls. So, with that, he also goes walking over to Jessie, and somehow he just knew that by touching her, the spark of electricity happens, and she comes out of the coma. And Cisco's like, "Are you magic now?" Not quite. Really hard to explain, and it was really fun to see. But it looks like now the Flash is back, having to deal with Zoom. The epilogue scene going into it, Caitlin is effectively free of her own choice. Zoom's saying that you either stay with me, when I go out to address my people, if you're here, then I know you're here with me. If you go, then I know you've chosen your friends, and I'm going to show you the same mercy that I'm going to show them, which is going to kill them. So he goes to the Central City PD, and he gets a hold of all these various breachers that he has raised an army for to lay waste to the city. If you take a look at one scene, all the way in the back top left-hand corner, there's a guy wearing all leather, like a metal bandolier and a gas mask. That's Jason Mewes. I could tell because I was looking for the costume there. I saw some behind-the-scenes pics that Kevin had posted. So that's him in a double role. One, he doesn't really speak, but he looks like he's yelling. At least anything we can hear. And so that's him. And it looks like next episode, Invincible, is going to be huge. And, of course, we get to see someone coming back. That's going to be my next video I'll be talking about. So, yeah. Take a look at the title cards that I'm having here. I also want to thank Bitstrips and Bitmoji for inspiring me enough to use those little things to make my little title cards for my videos now. I like them. I just think they're cute. And once again, Kevin Smith, you're an awesome guy. I love your work. I was hoping to get to see you and Carlos and Katie at MegaCon, and unfortunately, due to finances, work scheduling, and other forces beyond my control, I'm afraid I'm going to have to miss out on MegaCon 2016, which sucks because it's the second time I've missed out on Kevin Smith there. The best I could do was a few years ago when he was there. I couldn't get in line to see him, but I did bring a pack of his favorite smokes at the time. I left a little note tied with I got one of my extra hair bands when my hair was all the way down to my crack of my butt. I left him a little note, so hopefully he got that at least. So, Kev, sorry, I'm going to miss you, man. Love your work. You did a fantastic job. Thumbs up. So, yeah, seriously. Anyway, I like this episode. It was definitely one of the most emotionally awesome episodes. It had both closure as well as building up to the last two episodes of the season, which is going to be pretty big, in my opinion, where we get to see a couple other speedsters helping out. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll have to see. So, what did you think? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you guys soon. Also, stay tuned for my next video, which I'm recording here in a moment. It's going to be a theory video about Black Siren Explained. Yeah, I'll be making my feelings known all about that. No law, no arrow. Anyway, catch you guys later. Until next time, Dave signing off. Peace. Yum, yum.